We're going to get a good boundaries and good speed and good flame front will be there. You can see this steady and progressive flames we are going to see in different types of flames. You are seeing from first one to the last one, where we are going to see this initially. Then we are going to second stage. Then we are going to have third stage. We are going to get the final stage. And we have a burning rate also. You can see it from this various shallow depth chamber will be there here. And we have a hemispherical chamber will be there. And two types of piston chambers will be there where we are going to get the combustion. And the shape of the piston also very important for the getting of a good combustion. We have two types of things we have shown. One is the shallow deep depth chamber will be shown on the top of the head of this cylinder. We are going to see the piston. We are going to see here hemispherical shape. We are going to see. You can see the burning rate from open end to the open end of ignition and closed end of the ignition also you can see it. And you have engine speed and air fuel ratio, flame speed. And engine speed increases, the flame speed also increases. Here you can see this flame speed versus air fuel ratio. For a lean mixture means whenever you are want to, just example I will tell you, if you have a scooter, if you are taking the scooter or motorcycle from after few days, and if you want to start it, won't start, then you are going to apply the choke. If you apply the choke means you are releasing the more fuel to the engine, that is called the pitch mixture. You are adding it and going to start. Once it is started, again you are going to keep the choke knob into the half position. That's first. Initially you have a lean mixture, then you have a opening of the choke and getting a rich mixture, and you are going to start it. Once the vehicle is started, again you are keeping it to the this. That's a very lean ending, sending of the high fuel into the chamber. That is called the rich mixture. Lean mixture means less mixture, and another one is stoichiometric air fuel mixture. Means a correct mixture of the fuel. You are going to see it. Here we have air fuel ratio. We are going to see flame speed also seeing. You can see this stoichiometric air fuel mixture is here. And if you divide these two into, one is called rich mixture and another one is called lean mixture, where you are going to see it. And they have stages of combustion. This is a very important factor of a theoretical P theta diagram. Compression, combustion, expansion, you can see it. And where you are going to see, whenever you are having one cyclic process means the crankshaft is rotating from TDC position to BDC position. The crankshaft itself, and we are going to 2 marks will be given in the manufacturers. One is the TDC position of the piston, and another one is exactly half of it you are going to give a BDC position. And the crankshaft will rotate in a 360 degrees. And you have one will be half will be 180 degrees and full will be 360 degrees. In an ideal engine, and the entire pressure rise during the combustion takes place at the constant volume at TDC. However, in an actual cycle, it does not happen as shown in the figure, because you can see this A to B is the compression, where you are going to have moving the piston from BDC to TDC. And we are going to, this much of volume will be occupied, you slowly reducing the volume and you are going to compress it, and ending the compression only you are going to get the spark, and you are going to tell BCC is the combustion, where you are going to give the spark, and C2D is the expansion stroke, where you are, once the combustion is get, you are going to get an expansion stroke, and where you are going to get is the D2 E you are going to get is the exhaust stroke. Here we are seeing the A to B is the compression and B to C is the combustion and C to D is the expansion stroke in a theoretical diagram. P theta diagram, we call it as a P theta, pressure versus crank angle diagram. And if you see the stages of the combustion, different stages I have shown the flames, but how in the combustion also we are going to have the different stages of combustion. Pressure variation due to combustion in a practical engine. Practically, if you see the engine, how internally it's happening it through this combustion. First point we are going to see is the what A will be is the point of passage of the spark, say 20 degrees before TDC. You know, the before TDC inlet valve opens and fuel will be entered inside it. B is the point at which the beginning of the pressure rise can detected, say 8 degrees to the before TDC. And the attainment, C is the attainment of the peak pressure. Thus, AB represents the first stage of stage, and BC and the second stage, and CD is the third stage of the, because you can see these stages, and you are going to have the pressure and crank angle diagram. where we are going to start with the A is the where we are going to have at the point passage of spark before TDC, before we have a TDC mark is given here, and TDC is here, and A will be starts where inlet valve opens, and we allow the fuel passed inside it, and B is the point where which the beginning of the pressure rise and detected by before 8 degrees of BDC, and C is the attainment of peak pressure, where we are going to get the combustion, there we are going to get the peak pressure of it. And this part A to B, we call it as the first stage, and B to C is the second stage, and third stage is an expansion where you are going to, where B to C, where you get the spark, releasing the spark, we are going to get the peak pressure and peak stage of your ending of the compression of this, and where you are going to give the spark, and you are going to CD is the where we are going to have the expansion of it, and this is about the pressure tank angle diagram of thing in P theta diagram. And three stages of combustion we are going to see: first stage, second stage, and third stage. And stages of combustion will be given it in different fashion. And Sir Ricardo describes the combustion process in three stages. He is a scientist where he has identified the flame phenomena inside the combustion chamber of spark ignition engine. We call it as the Ricardo is the scientist who found this process. We call it as the combustion process in SI engines. We are remembering his name. And first one is the ignition lag stage. This is the ignition lag where we are going to have this spark. You can see the first stage where we are going to see in the first figure, where pressure crank angle diagram, and A to B is the first stage where I have shown it, and where the induction of the mixture will be entering here. And B to C is also will be having fully opening it, and compression, ending of the compression only C we are going to get the peak pressure. The ignition delay will be happens in the first stage, and the second stage we are going to get the flame propagation. We are going to see this flame propagation where you are seeing the green mark is given, where the after TDC you are going to see this thing, and third stage is after burning. After burning you are going to get the expansion and the last blasting. Here we have an expansion stroke where you can see this after burning stage. We have three stages. We are going to ignition lag stage, flame propagation stage, and after burning stage. And if you see the definitions of it, and there is a certain time interval between the instant spark and the instant where there is a noticeable rise in pressure due to combustion. This time lag is called an ignition lag. These are the very important terms. One is the ignition lag. The ignition lag will occur. There is a certain time interval between instant of spark, where the spark is given. Spark is given from the spark plug tip. That is called the instant of spark. Instant where there is a noticeable rise in pressure. Because ending of the compression stroke only we are going to give the spark. That is a noticeable rise in pressure due to the combustion. This time lag is called the ignition lag, where you are going to give matching of the ending of the compression stroke and giving of a spark. It gives a timing that called as ignition lag. Ignition lag is the time interval in the process of chemical reaction during which molecules get heated up to self-ignition temperature, get ignited and produce a self-propagation nucleus of the flame. But in a spark ignition, we are giving the spark. In a compression ignition engines, diesel engines, ending of the compression itself, auto ignition will be taking place. That's why we have a lot of chemical reaction will be happening. High pressure is developed in a spark compression ignition engines, and spark ignition engines, we are only creating the spark for getting of the combustion. That is the main point here. And where you have the ignition lag is the time interval in the process of chemical reaction during which molecules get heated up to self-ignition temperature, get ignited and produce a self-propagation nucleus of the flame. And ignition lag again, the period of ignition lag is shown by path A to B. A to B is shown, that is called a small first stage, and ignition lag is very small and 0.0015 to 0.0022 ms per second. It's a very small stage, very minute stage, but this also matters a lot for getting of this combustion process. This is a chemical process depending upon the nature, properties of fuel, temperature, and pressure in combustion chamber, and proportions of exhaust gas and rate of oxidation of burning. We're talking about two-stroke engines, and in the bonding also, we're going to have some exhaust gases left over inside the cylinder, and complete combustion may not be taking place. The same thing will be applicable here also. But here in a four-stroke cycle, we're going to have a well less exhaust gases left over inside the cylinder. The next we are going to have we discussed about the first stage. Now we are going to talk about the second stage, the flame propagation stage. And one end it is concerned with the spread of the flame. The second stage we see you have seen it is a physical one, and it is concerned with the spread of the flame progressive throughout the combustion chamber. Basically, what happens? Whatever the mixture is entered into the cylinder, and slowly we are pushing it to we are reducing the volume of the because two valves will be closed and piston will be moving from BDC to TDC. We are reducing the volume and increasing the pressure on the homogeneous mixture. There you are going to get a the mixture, homogeneous mixture is spreading over of it and progressive throughout the combustion chamber. The starting point of the second stage is where the first measurable pressure rise is seen on the indicated diagram. The point where the line of combustion departs from the compression line of point P. There we are to take from A to B, we are going to compress it, and ending of the compression only we are going to give the spark. During the second stage of the flame propagates practically at a constant velocity. This is also very important. During the second stage of the flame propagates practically at a constant velocity. And flame propagation stage, this is last stage, third stage we call it as how the flame will be propagated inside. Heat transfer to the cylinder walls is low because only a small part of the combustion burning mixture comes to contact with the cylinder wall during this period. Initially, the heat transfer rate is very low. If you are go on do it in cyclic manner and for 1 hour or 2 hours, and suppose if you see the two-wheelers, if you go more than 200 kilometers or 3 kilometers, the total engine is heated up, and a lot of because of heat, the engine will be stops and starts and stops and starts. That you have to cooling is required because of fin system and all. And if it is a four-wheeler, you have a cooling system is a water cooling. You can go number of kilometers more than 500 or 1000 kilometers. Then you have to stop the engine for a cooling purpose. This is a very important. The rate of heat release depends largely on the turbulence, intensify, and also the reaction rate, which is dependent on the mixture composition. How the mixture composition will be taking place, lean mixture, rich mixture, or stoichiometric air-fuel mixture. Always, if you talk it in a four-stroke cylinder, four-stroke petrol engine, and the stoichiometric air-fuel ratio will be the same in same quantity will be sent to the engine. Whenever if you want, you can operate it with a choke to sending of the real mixture. And flame speed and flame propagation also, if you give the more acceleration, more speed is going, more operations will be taking place, and speed rate, flame speed, and lot of things will be happening if you are going on a speed and all. And the rate of pressure rise is proportional to the rate of heat release. And because during this stage, the combustion chamber volume remains practically constant, since piston is near and top dead center. Rate of pressure rise versus rate of heat release. Also, you can see the picture. The rate of pressure rise is important to the rate of heat release. How much rate of pressure is rising and how much rate of heat is released. Because during this stage, the combustion chamber volume remains practically constant. Because we have a constant chamber only, the piston will be having stroke length and diameter will not change. Only the operations will be changing it. That's the rate of pressure rise and rate of heat release only. We're going to see it in the figure. And after burning, what happens? After combustion, what happens? And again, we are pushing the piston to BDC to TDC. And because your piston will be moving from BDC, whatever the exhaust gases is left over inside the combustion, that will be pushing through the exhaust valve. The starting point of the third stage is usually taken as the instant at which the maximum pressure reached on the indicated diagram. You can see this C figure, C to D, where after the peak pressure, where the peak you are going to give this spark, where you have C to D is the expansion stroke or power stroke, where you are going to have maximum pressure reached on the indicated diagram, pressure C, and the flame velocity decreases during this stage. Once the spark is given, flame velocity will be slowly traveling it less. The rate of combustion becomes low due to the lower flame velocity and reduces the flame front. Since the expansion stroke starts before the stage of combustion, with the piston moving away from the top dead center, there is no pressure rise during this stage because whatever the exhaust gases will be left over inside the combustion order, that's only we are pushing it. There is nothing. Exhaust valve opens whenever it starts to rise the piston from BDC to DDC. Automatically, exhaust gas valve opens and exhaust gas will be stored to the air. And again, the second cycle will starts. And difference, this is about the 3 stages of combustion process in spark ignition engines. Okay, and if you see this small difference in the petrol engine and diesel engine, spark ignition engine and compression ignition engines. And spark ignition, we already discussed it. Compression ignition, anyhow, in future course we are going to discuss. But here, just I will show the comparison mode. And difference in combustion, where you have process of SI and CI. And process of SI, we are having only small differences. Here we have a spark plug. Here we don't have a spark plug. In place of spark plug, we are going to have the fuel injector. Fuel will be directly inducted inside the combustion chamber of a diesel engine. And we have the first stage, you can see it, A to B is the first stage, that's called ignition lag. And second stage, we are going to have the propagation of flame from B to C. And C is the peak stage where after combustion, we are going to have an expansion stroke, C to D. After burning, this is the third stage we are going to see. The same thing, if you see it in uh, diesel engines, first air will be entered in the manifold and air is compressed. Ending of the compression only, we are going to release the fuel. That's why ignition delay will be shown in the first stage. Then we have in a second stage, rapid combustion will be seeing it because fuel will be injected inside. At the ending of the compression stroke only, that is called the peak stage where we are going to see this in rapid combustion. And we have a controlled combustion in third stage. We have a small gap will be there going to the peak stage and getting up the combustion. And we are going to have the D to E is the after burning we are going to see it. And where the combustion will be starts is before starting of the combustion where we are going to see it in the second stage rapid combustion will be seeing it in the second stage of it. And whenever the air is pushing it to upwards compression stroke and it is going to an end, at the ending of it, we're going to release the uh, uh, fuel injection. And this is about general phenomena of spark ignition engine and the compression ignition engines differentiate. Because anyhow, we'll discuss about compression ignition engines in detail in the next classes. And here, how we compare it in combustion types. Combustion will be having in different modes of these things. Combustion process. We have a normal combustion, we have abnormal combustion. If it is a normal combustion, what happens? If it is an abnormal combustion, what happens? If you compare it in this thing, you are going to get in two forms. One is a normal combustion and abnormal combustion. And if you see the figures, when the flame travels evenly, uniformly across the combustion chamber, and this we call it as the normal combustion. Generally, normal combustion will starts from the initial stroke. Later on, the combustion will leads to a different thing because of this small exhaust particle inside the combustion chamber. Here you are going to see this intake and exhaust, and where you are going to have the combustion chamber. And this is called a normal operation or normal combustion will be seen in the diagram. And where we are going to see this, this is about the normal combustion chamber. And we have abnormal combustion chamber. When the combustion gets deviated from the normal behavior and resulting in loss of performance or damaging the engine. Basically, why it is happening is because of the process, we're going to get some particles, exhaust particles, will left over in the combustion chamber, and that may be having heat and pressure, and we have a lot of polluted particles will be there in this. When the combustion gets deviated from the normal behavior and resulting in a loss of performance or damaging the engine. And this is unbound hydrocarbons will be sealing inside the cylinder, and all this will be having small notches inside it. And of this, we are going to get pressure, temperature, and pre-ignition also will take place. And because of this, we are going to get abnormal combustion. And we will discuss it how to avoid this abnormal combustion also in the combustion chambers. This is about normal and abnormal combustion. As you can see, it's a normal combustion in the cylinder, and normal burning will be taking place in the cylinder top. You can see it, and where you have an abnormal combustion. Because of the abnormal combustion, after the explosion, you are going to get a sound, detonating noise. Will be going to get it on the top of the piston, where you have like a hammering. You are taking the hammer and putting it on the cylinder head, knocking it, and that will be going to get the noise. That is called detonation. Detonation will be having a unusual noise on the piston top of the piston. And we have, because of the abnormal combustion, what happens? And if it is an abnormal combustion, we are going to get detonation, and pre-ignition will take place, and knocking also will be taking place. Ignition occurs when the fuel mixture inside the cylinder burns before the spark ignition event and the spark plug. Because leftover gases and other things will have a temperature and all. Suppose if you are going to get, whenever the compression stroke will start from BDC, and wherever you are taking it to the top, before the spark, you are going to get the ignition, that is called the pre-ignition. Also sometimes it takes place because of the high temperature inside the chamber and high pollutant contents, high things will be there inside the cylinder, and before spark, we are going to get the spark event. That's we will be having a pre-ignition. And knocking is due to auto ignition. Because of this, knocking will be taking place. And knocking also another thing we are going to have. Detonation and knocking will be commonly occurs in SI engines, spark ignition engines. Auto ignition of the end portion of the unburned charges in a combustion chamber, we call it as a knocking. Anyhow, we'll go in detail about knocking, what is knocking and all. And knocking is due to auto ignition of end portion of the unburnt charges in the combustion chamber. This is about normal burning, where we are going to have. This is about the pre-ignition, and we are going to have the knocking. Knocking and detonation will be the same, but they have sounds will be different, and the noise will be different for a detonation and knocking. And pre-ignition means, I just now we have discussed it, where you have inside the combustion chamber, where you can have a temperatures and all. There you can going to get pre-ignited mixture. The homogeneous mixture will be happens to this pre-ignition. And now we'll discuss in detail. Pre-ignition is the ignition of homogeneous mixture of charge as it comes in contact with a hot surface in the absence of spark. I told already, pre-ignition is the ignition of the homogeneous mixture of charge it comes into contact with a hot surface in the absence of spark. Pre-ignition is initiated by some overheated projecting parts such as the spark plug, electrodes, exhaust valve heat head, metal corners, the combustion chamber, carbon deposits, or protruding cylinder head gasket, rim himself. Because pre-ignition takes place initiated by some of overheated projecting parts, where you can have inside the cylinder, inside the sleeve, you can have heating parts because of the high speed, high combustion, high cyclic process and all, such as the spark plugs. And it may be going to the top of the head, and it may be affect to the spark plug also, spark plug electrodes. Exhaust valves also, valve sealings also will be projected inside the cylinder, and that also will have the temperature effect. Cylinder head, walls, metal corners, the combustion chamber, carbon deposits, leftover deposits in the exhaust gases, and protruding cylinder head gaskets, rims, etc. will causes for the pre-ignition of the pre-ignition. Auto ignition may overheat the spark plug and exhaust valve, and it remains so hot. Then auto ignition also takes place may overheat the spark plug and exhaust valves, and it remains so hot that. Next, we have a pre-ignition. Why the pre-ignition may occurs? Because we discussed about the pre-ignition also. Engine efficiency will decrease due to the pre-ignition. Pre-ignition causes the holes melted in pistons, spark plugs melted away, and engine failures happens pretty much difficult. Basically, here we are seeing the different types of photos. Electrode overheating. The spark plug will have an electrode. The electrode also will be overheating and depositing of something inside of on the electrodes, and a small gap, and this thing we're going to get this and here the electrode melting also will causes the pre-ignition. And sometimes piston top also may have some holes and deposits on the top of the head, That also will cause. This is a major cause, and these are the common causes where we have. Suppose your vehicle is not starting, two-wheeler is not starting. If you take to the mechanic, and mechanic will instantly opens the spark plug and cleans it. And once the cleans the spark plug, the spark strength or spark is good. Then he says that your engine will start very easily. And spark plug cleaning is also very important. Spark plug maintenance also very important for reducing of the pre-ignition of the engine or the post-ignition of the engine. And now we'll go to the detail about the abnormal combustion phenomena of SI engines. Why this abnormal combustion will be happening? Why the knocking will be taking place inside the engine? However, if the end charges, um, you can see this B and BB and BB dash and C also we can see D reaches into auto ignition temperature and remains for some length of time equal to time of pre-flame reaction and changes charge will be auto ignite leads to knocking combustion. Okay, in the figure it is assumed that when the flame has reached the position BB dash, the charge head of it has reached critical autoignition temperature during this flame propagation. Uh, flame, uh, flame, flame has reached to the position of BB dash. The charge ahead, it has reached the critical autoignition temperature during the flame reaction. The flame front would move from the BB to only CC when the charge head of the CC would be autoignited. And before this, we are going to see this small video of the abnormal and normal combustion, how it is happening it and all. Okay. The knock and pre-ignition also you can see it. Here regular combustion will be seeing it here. You can see this piston will be moving for BDC and exhaust gases will be pushed over to it. And again you have inlet valve opens and mixture will be entered inside the it. And ending of the compression you are going to see the spark also. You are going to see the spark. Once the spark is there, you are going to get the blast. Immediately the piston will be coming up from BDC to EDC and the exhaust gases will be pushed over to the this exhaust wall. You can see this is the exhaust wall. And this about the knocking. If you have this thing, how the knocking will occur and all. Now you can see these the small changes in the combustion, and because of this combustion, uh, the same process will be the same, but because of small problems inside the unburnt hydrocarbons and carbon formations, and the pressure rise, temperature rise, and uh, things will use the lot of things. So you can see this with knocking the initial. As with knocking, the initial ignition of the mixture is initiated by the spark plug, caused by the combustion pressure and the induced heat. Then combustion of the mixture occurs. A second almost parallel combustion inside the cylinder is the result when both the flame front heats intense high frequency pressure waves are produced. These pressure waves created the characteristics of metallic pinch ping sound, where we are going to get the knocking is called a ping sound, and the cylinder pressure increases dramatically. Knocking to a combustion can lead to ignition because of high combustion temperatures and pressures. A glowing spot somewhere in the chamber is the most likely point of ignition to occur. For example, carbon umber can ignite the charge, well, unbound hydrocarbons I talked about, charge, while the piston is very early in the compression stroke. That also will leads the pre-ignition. As you can see it very clearly, pre-ignition, why it is happening at all. Because whatever the heat is there inside the chamber, it will be coming out to the spark plug, and it will be giving an effect of it. You can see this, how the spark plug is heated up because of the combustion temperature and all. You can see the operation of it, and you can see this damage of the top of the piston also you can see, and you can see the small hole on the piston, and that also may causes the re-ignition and all. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You're
sir.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts and clarifications regarding today's class? Next class we'll discuss about the abnormal combustion and these things, details.
Okay, sir.
Today is given more load. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay, everything is fine. Any doubts and clarifications?
Yes, sir. Everything is fine, sir.
Okay, thank you.